Let's talk about astrology and movies, starting with Peacock's upcoming version of Devil in Disguise, based on the events of the life of the serial killer, John Wayne Gacy. Looking at his chart, he was born a new moon. The sun was in Pisces, watery, sensitive, easily overwhelmed by emotions, yet concerned with the interconnectedness of life, and how others run or try to hide away from it. The moon, just a few degrees ahead in Aries, portrays an independent, impulsive, aggressive pioneer. His life story is full of more than 30 sadistic endings, as a result of the gruesome selfish actions of just one man. The sun is ruled by Jupiter and the moon by Mars. Both lie in Gemini, ruled by Mercury, the youthful trickster god, well versed with and popular in his neighborhood. This fits a perfect description for Gacy, who was surprisingly respected by many around him before they found out his dirty secrets. He had two sides to him even in his roles as a clown, happy and cheerful Pogo, and another more serious Patches. He lured most of his young male victims by false promises and almost got away with his gory crimes. His Venus in Aquarius could explain his social habits. Ruled by a close conjunction of Saturn and Uranus in Taurus, a two-sided personality is depicted, probably due to an unnerving feeling of restriction in relationships that suddenly erupts and causes a big mess. It is said that he fled an abusive father and worked in a mortuary in his younger years. Venus in his chart speaks in a conversation of tension with one of the planets related to death. Looking at his chart recently in 2024, current transiting Neptune is at the last degrees of Pisces, right where his sun and moon were at the time of his birth. Neptune, known for imagination and fantasy, is applying to his life story, even in death. Right on the opposing side, transiting Lilith sits on top of his Neptune in Virgo, trying to understand his animalistic desires and sexual distortions, so as to be transformed by the ongoing harmonious aspect to Pluto in Aquarius. Transiting Jupiter is where Mars was in Gemini back then, expounding and revealing more truths about the disturbing and bloody story, on its way back to where it was at his birth. Current Uranus sits between his Uranus and Saturn conjunction in Taurus. There will be shocking revelations about his relationships with his victims in this creative process. Venus, applying in a friendly aspect to his Jupiter return in Gemini, presents new details in regards to his weird choices in love. He was involved with women despite his masked fascination and attraction towards the same sex. As the transiting North lunar node retrogrades back to his moon in Aries, more of his life story purposefully comes to the forefront with a different pull.